last day in Maui. So of course, I had to make matcha. Hi. For the last few months, I've been living and working from home in Hawaii. It's been a somewhat unique experience, and so I wanted to create a vlog to share it with all of you. Today is actually my last day. I'm headed back home to San Francisco tomorrow, and it's totally bittersweet. I've had such an amazing time here. It's beautiful, it's relaxing, it's beachy, there's so much nature, hiking, surfing, swimming, snorkeling. I've been finding lots of seashells, collecting them. It's been an amazing trip. And at the same time, I'm also excited to get back home because I've got so much creative energy to create content, talk about design. I've been working on a number of unique projects that I'm going to be sharing soon and like launching, and it's all like mostly up here right now, so I'm just ready to explode and start creating it. So basically I'm gonna go back, and I think I'm gonna be in this like deep focused state because I can't really do a lot and there isn't a lot to do anyway. So I'm excited because it'll sort of be like a gift. Like I get to spend that time, you know, just creating and get into that deep focus. Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to spend a little bit of this last day showing you around, explaining some things of how I've been living, how I've been working. You can meet Mike, my boyfriend who I've been living with, who's making all of this possible because I'm staying with him. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. So with that, I guess I'll take you with me. Let's go. Reporting to you live from the car. This week's episode features
special guest. What do you like to say for yourself? This is Coda.
You have to let her talk.
This week's episode is pretty boring.
Where do I start? I could start at the beginning. It's very difficult to come out to Hawaii right now. You pretty much have to live here and be a resident or be coming to stay with a family or a friend because you have to participate in a 14-day quarantine, and it's very important that you do. It's the best, first of all, it's the law. And if you break the law, there's a fine and there's potential jail time, so it's very serious. But the law is in place because the state is trying to protect health. So you can really only come out here if you're able to properly participate in a 14-day quarantine. All short-term rentals have been stopped. You cannot rent from Airbnb, for example, and from my understanding, unless it's for an essential reason. Hotels are still open, and if you do come out to Hawaii and stay in a hotel, it's very expensive, and you'd have to also, on top of the cost for staying at the hotel for the 14 days, you'd have to order room service and get stuff delivered, so it would be a crazy amount of money. And I looked into it, and it's a lot. But anyway, so it's really hard to come out here, and the only reason why I was really able to is because my boyfriend lives here and I've been staying with him, and I'm super grateful for that. And so once I finished my 14-day quarantine, which was, you know, not great, you couldn't leave the house, it was totally manageable and worth it. You're still able to go outside, like on your lanai, which is like the patio, or in the backyard, front yard if you have it. You just can't leave the property. So it's not like you can't go outside and get some vitamin D. So after I finished that, it was great. It's been amazing being here. While I was in the 14-day quarantine, the police department, I think, or like the tourism department, called me a couple times to check in. Once at the beginning, once in the middle, once at the end, and every time I talked to the person who called me, it was such a delightful conversation. The guy on the other end was so nice. He was just checking in, making sure that everything was going well and that I was feeling good and that I was able to get food and that I, you know, just things that, just checking in, like genuinely checking in. And I very much felt comfortable with the possibility of needing to call them if I did get sick. Like the way that he and I had a conversation, I felt like, yeah, if I were to get sick, I would definitely call them and let them know, because they just wanted to help. So I just thought they handled everything really, really great. So after the quarantine ended, yeah, I've been able to do so much here. I am living and working from home here, so I've been working my normal San Francisco hours, but then it also enabled me to get a bunch of my day back, like daylight time back, to do fun activities at the beach or hiking or whatnot on the island. So Hawaii is 3 hours behind San Francisco, so I've been getting up around 5:30, 6 a.m. to start work around 9 a.m. San Francisco time. It actually hasn't been that bad. My boyfriend also is working early. He's actually working more like Chicago times, so even earlier. But yeah, it's been good. This is not, I think, unique to our situation, but sometimes we have calls at the same time, and so we switch off using the room where there's a desk, which is this camera's on the desk, versus the living room, versus outside. Sometimes I've been taking calls from outside. So that's not unique. That's just like navigating working from home where there's other people working from home also. Do you want to say hi to Mike? I think so. Okay. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up? Hello, how's it going?
Mike's the reason why I'm in Hawaii in the first place. So I'm super grateful.
It's been a good trip. 2-month trip.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But yeah, we're just working today, like a normal work from home day. What exactly do you do?
For work?
For work.
I do actuarial work. Anyone knows what that is? Probably not. But I do financial health consulting.
Isn't it? Wait. I remember I googled this when we met, when you told me, well, when we met, and like you told me what you did, because I was like, what is that? And from what I remember, it's you do, tell me if I'm right, it's risk assessment management?
Kinda, yeah.
Those seem like buzzwords in the actuarial.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's super buzzwordy, but I'll allow it.
Risk assessment at a benefits company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm the finance guy at a benefits company, and we focus on healthcare. And I work on Excel a lot.
Yeah,
That's
like a lot
it.
of Excel.
And I have a lot of monitors.
That's true. 1, 2, there's a third out there?
They're out there, yeah. That I was working on today.
Plus your actual laptop.
Yeah.
So 4.
4 monitors. I don't mess around.
But yeah, basically I was just explaining some things about like what it's been like living and working here during the pandemic, and also just like working for a company where we're like working out of a different time zone. And so I've been working San Francisco hours and you've been working Chicago hours. So I guess like what has that been like for you working Chicago hours?
I've honestly I'm used to it by now. When I moved here, I was working 4 a.m. to 12 every day. That was kind of rough. Then I moved to 5 to 1, which is, I got used to. Felt like I was sleeping in for a little bit. And now I'm just used to 5 a.m. And so now I'm working 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Chicago, because Hawaii doesn't do daylight savings time.
Different time shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say 4 a.m. is a huge difference from 5 a.m. Like 5 a.m. I can still eat dinner with everyone and go to bed around 9, 10 and be fine. But if 4 a.m. you have to be in bed by like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Unless you're tired.
Yeah. When we would like have our FaceTime calls when I was still in San Francisco, normally also I just like stay up really late. So I think it would be like approaching midnight, maybe 1 a.m. for me, and it would be like 9 or 10 here. And Mike's like, I'm so tired, gotta get to bed. And I'm like, the night is young.
I think I would go to bed before you most nights, honestly.
Yeah.
And you're 2 hours behind, or 2 hours ahead of me.
Yeah. Coda just walked in. Do you wanna introduce
Okay.
Coda to everyone?
This is Coda. Coda, say hi. Coda, she's a 1.5 years old. We think she's a husky, but we got her from a rescue. She might be mixed with something.
Yeah, what did you think?
I don't know, she's way smaller. She's only 40 pounds. And she's way fluffier than a husky.
She's super fluffy.
She's still crazy like a husky, so definitely a husky in her.
Okay, what do you mean by crazy though? Because
just high energy.
But
she's a sweetheart.
She's independent.
She's very independent, like a husky.
Like a husky, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'll call her name, like very excited and energized, and if she's not in the mood, she'll just stare at you and be like, and then walk the other way. It's about to be 12:30, and I just want to talk a little bit about like a variance in like schedule. I actually have been working through lunch, like San Francisco's lunch, to take lunch later. So it's 12:30 now, and we're actually gonna go and pick up lunch. We're gonna walk to like a local grocery store and pick up some poke.
Yeah, they're the best poke here.
The best. Okay, we're gonna go get poke.
Bye.
This is spicy, and then white rice.
Oh, it's a ton of rice.
Yeah.
Perfect. And we have tons of avocados.
Tons of avocados. Oh, and the seaweed wraps.
Cheers.
Hey, Coda.
Say bye.
She says like and subscribe.
She says, oh, oh, oh. She won't do it.
She won't do it.
She'll only do it when she wants to also.